A very good day to all of you out there. This is admav here with another episode of admav's Corner. Of course, I hope you're all doing well today on this July 22nd, 2022. I've been okay this week. I mean, not the best, but okay. Just okay. It's been pretty busy at work recently as the demand for vaccines has increased, partly due to one of the vaccines. I forget exactly which one. Getting approval for younger people, kids, teenagers, and I heard some rumblings that proof of vaccination might be required for school in the next school year, and couple that with the supposed or not supposed, it's actually something that's happening. Whether or not you want to consider that like the next wave or not, it's what they're calling it. It's the fourth wave. So it's going to be, I guess, an uptick in COVID cases, as well as just demand for more protection against the virus. So yeah, it's been super busy at work. So the process at work when it comes to preparing and shipping vaccines is that we have to individually pick them and pack them, and all this goes on within a an industrial freezer within the facility at work. So you're wearing like a full jumpsuit, and sometimes there's a heating packs that you can use to warm yourself up, put in your gloves, put in your shoes. Yeah, because it's tiring work in there. It has to be done, but not very many partners at work want to be included in that, or want to be a part of that, because yeah, it is tiring, and the cold can get pretty bad depending on the person too, because some people are more susceptible to really feeling the effects of cold than others. Like one of my coworker friends, he's like he runs hot all the time, as he puts it, and he always he's cool with like staying there for longer periods of time, but in reality, for most people, you do need to take breaks every now and then while you're in there, because it gets too cold. You gotta come out, warm yourself up, and get ready to go back in afterwards. And you're expending a lot of energy in there because your body's trying to maintain homeostasis, especially with your body temperature. And on top of that, you're doing the physical work necessary to prepare, pick, pack these vaccines. So yeah, no, it takes a lot out of you, and this past week has been a lot of it. Normally, it would only be 2 weeks out of the, or sorry, it would normally be 2 days out of the five um, on an average work week. But recently, we've been doing way more, like 4 times, uh, 4 times a week, sometimes now. Uh, so yeah, just a little exhausted, and whenever I get tired and don't get the appropriate amount of rest, I tend to I don't know, be a little bit more down, I guess. Give into the depression a little bit more depressive. Yeah, and obviously that just adds and compounds to it. And yeah, the other day at the freezer, I kind of felt bad about something that I did, although I'm not beating myself up for it. I just accepted it as just one of those times where I kind of lost a little bit of patience, because you know I'm an introvert, so I can get exhausted from too much social interaction. And one of the members of the freezer team, one of my coworkers, he's pretty loud. You know, you know. I like the guy. He's very friendly. He's a good dude. Like, you can tell that by conversing with him, that he's a good dude, and he genuinely cares. But he's just loud. He gets hype over that sort of thing, and but it's really draining to me. Because I don't know. I'm not really like that, and I'm not I'm not good friends with him, at least not yet. So I'm not used to that, and I get drained pretty quick. On top of the exhaustion coming from the actual work in the freezer. So yesterday, in the freezer, I kind of had a bit of a moment where I kind of got upset, kind of kind of got angry. There's so in the freezer, the way the line is arranged is that there's rollers, right? It's like a belt of rollers that goes around, and we take an empty uh, box, but with a cooler within the box. We call them time savers. So we get the time savers, open it up, and then we put the package in there with the sticker, the label, the shipping label, and we just push it to the end of the line, close it up, put it in on a pallet, and just pile it on up until we get the max amount of pallet, and we just do that until we get rid of everything, right? Well, yesterday I was sliding down. I was on this part of the line where I would just, finish up putting the ice necessary in the cooler to keep the vaccine package cold. And so I slided down the line, and you know, I I did it because usually the end of the line, the boxes would slip if you push it too much, right? But someone had fixed it, so I'm using it because now it works the way it's supposed to. So I push it, and the guys just started joking around with me. One of those my friend included, and the other coworker in there, who I would also consider him a friend, to be honest. But I'm not that close with him, and as I mentioned previously, at least not yet, right? So yeah, no, they were joking and saying, were you trying to harm my friend there? And I was like, no, I'm not trying to do that. Someone fixed, and he interrupted me, and so that was very annoying. It's one of my pet peeves is when I'm trying to explain myself and I just get interrupted. And I know it was just a joke and all that, and they were joking, but it still kind of triggered this response, and my temper really got short at that point. It was already like cut in half. So I let it go. I'm just shaking my head. I'm like, oh man, I really don't have patience for like these shenanigans today. I really like cannot deal with this because my sleeping habits have been terrible the past few weeks, and even this busy week in the freezer, I mean, I, I've put in effort to improve that, but I should really put in even more effort because I can't keep sleeping at 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning. It's just not healthy, and it messes up with your bio clock, and sleep or a lack thereof really really messes with how you feel and how your body functions. And so I was just short, and I did it again, and they make the same, and they crack the same. This was like maybe 50 minutes again later. So I did it again. They cracked the same joke, and this time I just lost it. I was like, dude, yeah, I was trying to explain myself again, and I got interrupted again. So, and I know they're joking, but I still felt that, right? So I'm like, okay, dude, I'm just about to walk out of here. That's what I said. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking walk out of here. Like, this is you guys got to stop with the bullshit. Like, I was just upset. I didn't want to deal with that day. And yeah, I was angry. I mean, I was upset. So I kind of let it out. So the next time I actually pushed a box, I really pushed it with an immense amount of force. Uh, Even though the stop at the end of the line is fixed and stops boxes from falling over, I pushed it. I pushed it way too hard. That wouldn't have stopped it. So it like flew off the thing, and my friend and or my friends slash coworkers had to go pick it up and fix it. I'm not sure though that they actually. I think they did. I think they did. I actually think they did. I think they perceived my becoming annoyed and basically running out of patience and acting up a bit there, but it's just one of those things. I kind of tripped and it was just a lot to deal with that day, but I still made sure I did my work properly. I was still trying to be productive and part of the team. I just decided to not really, talk much or interact much after that. I needed to give myself a break. So, so yeah, but I still felt bad though. Uh, I'm not gonna lie, I felt bad about that. That coworker of mine, uh, the one that I've been talking about, the one that I'm not, or I've mentioned that I'm not too close with, or I don't feel that close with yet. He's a nice guy, and I I felt bad for doing that, and immediately my response, especially this is my older self or that other side of me that I've been better with lately, was really trying to make me punish myself, and I could hear the negative self-talk coming in saying, wow, you really fucked up like you usually do. This is what you always did, and and your progress is fake, your progress is not real. And yeah, no, it felt bad. Yeah, I felt bad that I had a bit of an outburst there. But I instantly like recognized my mind doing this. I instantly recognized it going down that path that I was so accustomed to before. And I didn't necessarily, or I wasn't necessarily able to stop it, but I was aware of it. And so I think I've dealt with it a little bit better. I've let go of most of it. I know that my coworker friend is he's a very understanding dude. I think that he thinks that he just did something to upset me, and I think it's okay. I don't at the end of the day when I really think about it, I don't feel too bad anymore about being a bit upset because that's just a normal thing, especially knowing how I am as an introvert. It's very easy to not be intrusive of others just by being an introvert because you're just, you're not bothering anyone. You're not talking to anyone or bugging anybody. But I guess if you're an extrovert, which my coworker friend seems like he is, yeah. If I'd known him better, maybe I wouldn't say, but just from how I see it or how I feel about it, that's how it feels. Um, he like for extroverts like that, I guess it's harder, right? Because they get a charge out of social interaction, being funny and all that. And if they're not able to do that, it's difficult for them. So it's kind of like this conflicting thing. But I think it works. It's just that it really any other week I wouldn't have been bothered. It's just really this week from the exhaustion that's really compromised my ability to hold back better. But I don't feel bad because it's just one of those weeks. But but the thing is, I'm not just like letting it go as if there's nothing to learn from this interaction or maybe something I could do better. I definitely could do better and understand more that this guy, this is probably his way of showing care or appreciation or that he likes you is that he jokes around you a lot and messes around a lot. in terms of just being, yeah, like being a joker, being kind of a goof. And that's fine. And I should be a little bit more patient and tolerant about that because I know he's okay, that he's a good guy. So it's just something I have to keep working on and getting used to. And that's sort of the point of all this is that, previously in previous podcasts, you've heard me say that I'm doing better, that I'm loving myself better, that I understand myself better, and all of that still holds true. But just because you figured those things out doesn't mean you never stumble again or you make mistakes. You will always make mistakes. It's a human thing. You learn, and sometimes even though you've learned the lessons before, maybe you let go a bit and you become less diligent about things, and you need to be reminded again so that you can pick yourself back up and do better next time. And so it's okay to stumble. It's okay to run into rough patches where it feels like you're taking a step back. And it's valid if you think that you have taken a step back. But you just have to keep trusting the process and trusting in yourself. Because it's not really a setback, and it's only a setback if you allow it to only be a setback. Because these things often, they teach us a lesson. They help us improve. So maybe the next time we attempt it, we do even better, which is a step forward. So a bump in the road is a bump in the road. Keep going on. Just keep going. Everything will work out. And if times are tough, just hang in there. As I always say, every podcast, just hang in there. I know I am. And couldn't be happier. And that's all I have for today, guys. Thanks for listening. I really, truly appreciate every single one of you. Have a great weekend ahead, and I'll see you again next time. Take care.